Cody's dream of a united plural family didn't just fall apart, it exploded in front of millions of viewers, leaving wounds that may never heal. What started as a vision of harmony has turned into public heartbreak, silent rivalries, and families torn in ways that feel almost too raw to watch. At the center of it all is a father and husband who once promised balance, but now seems to have chosen favorites, leaving others feeling isolated and unsafe. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah and welcome back to TLC's Sister Wives Daily. If you've been following this journey, you know just how messy and painful things have become. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any updates as we continue to uncover the truth behind what really happened. And tell me in the comments whose side of this story resonates most with you because trust me, there's no easy answer here. Christine's voice has become louder, Robin's role more complicated, Janelle has quietly stepped back, and Meri has tried to hold her ground despite being pushed out of Cody's inner circle. These aren't just reality TV characters, they're real people caught in a web of loyalty, betrayal, and control. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal how this family's breaking points played out, one episode at a time. When Sister Wives first began, the Browns presented themselves as a family built on shared love and equal partnership. But over time, cracks started to show, especially as Cody's attention began shifting more and more toward Robin. Viewers noticed it, the other wives felt it, and eventually it became impossible to ignore. Cody seemed deeply invested in Robin's children and her well-being, often leaving Christine, Janelle, and Meri feeling pushed aside. This favoritism planted the seeds of division that would later grow into full-scale breakups. Christine was the first to take a stand. After years of frustration and heartbreak, she announced on camera that she was leaving Cody. Fans watched as she packed up her home, moved to Utah, and started a brand new chapter of her life. In the seasons that followed, Christine didn't just rebuild quietly, she fell in love again and later married David Woolley, proving to the world that her happiness didn't depend on staying in a family that no longer valued her voice. Janelle's path was quieter but just as significant. While she didn't make a dramatic exit on camera at first, she slowly pulled back from Cody, choosing to focus on her kids and her business. Her separation became clear during those tense sit-down conversations, where she revealed she could no longer live in a situation that felt so controlling and unhealthy. And then there was Meri. She stayed long after the love between her and Cody had faded, holding on to the hope that things might change. But in the end, even Meri had to face the truth. The spiritual and legal separations were finalized, and each wife went her own way. These decisions weren't made overnight, they were the result of years of hurt and shifting loyalties playing out on camera. One of the most defining moments came during a family discussion about holiday plans. The cameras captured everyone gathered together, emotions already running high, when Cody made it painfully clear that his priority was spending the holiday with Robin and her kids. He didn't just hint at it, he stated outright that he felt safest and most respected in Robin's home. The looks on Christine and Janelle's faces said it all. Viewers at home were stunned, and social media lit up with fans calling out the favoritism. For many, this was the first undeniable sign that Cody's vision of family harmony was gone. Watching that episode, I remember feeling the shift in my stomach. It was no longer about unity, it was about control. Another powerful scene came when Christine reached her breaking point over parenting. On camera, she calmly but firmly told Cody she would no longer allow him to mistreat her children with inconsistent rules or a lack of attention. The moment was quiet but intense. You could see years of hurt in her eyes as she drew a clear line in the sand. The immediate fallout was tense silence, followed by Cody storming off. Fans online called Christine brave, while others were shocked at how calmly she stood her ground. To me, it was the moment Christine went from passive participant to active protector of her kids, and there was no going back after that. Janelle's withdrawal wasn't as dramatic, but it was heartbreaking in its own way. In one emotional sit-down, she explained to Cody that she couldn't keep living in a situation where she felt unheard and disrespected. The cameras caught her wiping away tears as she admitted she was tired of fighting for a relationship that no longer felt safe or mutual. Viewers saw a quiet strength in Janelle's words. It wasn't loud or explosive, but it was final. I remember thinking how much pain there was in her silence. It spoke volumes about just how long she'd been holding back. And then there was the small parenting incident that broke Christine and Mary's friendship for good. It seemed like such a minor disagreement on the surface, but it revealed deep, unspoken resentments. Christine felt that Mary had crossed a line with one of her children, while Mary believed she was simply helping. The tension was palpable, and even though no one screamed, the air felt thick with hurt. After that moment, their bond never recovered. Sometimes it's the quiet rifts that cut the deepest, and this was one of them. When you look closely at how the show portrayed Mary and Christine, their differences become striking. Mary often appeared guarded, holding her emotions tightly, while Christine was open and expressive, letting viewers see her pain and joy without a filter. In the earlier seasons, Mary tried to present a calm, united front, even when cracks were showing. A key example was during the infamous catfishing fallout, when Mary sat in confessionals, speaking in measured tones, clearly devastated but reluctant to fully reveal her feelings. Christine, on the other hand, often voiced her frustrations directly on camera, especially in later seasons. One powerful moment came when she declared she was leaving Cody, standing tall and calm while telling him and the audience that she deserved love and respect. That scene gave Christine her voice, while Mary's quieter approach left her isolated and misunderstood by both the family and viewers. The contrast between Janelle and Robin was just as revealing, though in a different way. Janelle has always been practical and independent, focused on her kids and her work rather than emotional drama. She often used her confessionals to explain her perspective clearly, like when she admitted she couldn't keep living in a situation where she felt controlled and unheard. Robin, meanwhile, consistently positioned herself as Cody's closest ally. On camera, she frequently defended Cody's decisions, especially during family disputes. One moment that stood out was when she tearfully explained that Cody was just trying to keep everyone safe during the pandemic. For some viewers, it showed loyalty. For others, it highlighted how her bond with Cody seemed to come at the expense of the other wives' trust. At the center of it all was Cody, the ultimate decision maker. His words and actions set the tone for the entire family. When he chose to spend more time with Robin or enforced rules unevenly, it wasn't just about logistics, it sent a clear message about where his priorities lay. The cameras often caught Cody making declarations about unity, even as his choices showed favoritism. The imbalance was impossible to ignore. As the seasons went on, Christine and Janelle gained strength by stepping away, while Mary and Robin remained tied to Cody in different ways. By the end, it felt like a story of who found their voice and who lost it, laid bare for the world to see. The Browns' story isn't just about one family falling apart on reality TV. It speaks to something much bigger. When viewers watched Cody pour his time and attention into Robin while the other marriages crumbled, it struck a nerve because favoritism like that exists in so many families. It may not always play out on camera, but anyone who has ever felt like the less important person in a relationship understands that quiet ache. The show didn't have to spell it out. It was visible in Cody's choices, in who got his energy and who got excuses. Christine's decision to finally leave was about more than walking away from a husband. It was about reclaiming autonomy after years of putting someone else's vision of family above her own well-being. That's a choice countless people face, whether in marriages, friendships, or work environments. When Christine stood in front of the cameras and calmly said she deserved love and respect, it was a reminder that setting boundaries can be an act of courage even when it disrupts everything you've built. The parenting conflict between Christine and Mary over something as small as a dime revealed another universal truth: control often shows up in the tiniest moments. For Christine, it wasn't just about a single incident. It symbolized a pattern of feeling unsafe and unheard when it came to her children. Many parents know how deeply it hurts when someone crosses a line with their kids. Through these scenes, Sister Wives becomes more than a reality show. It becomes a mirror reflecting back questions we all wrestle with. Who gets to decide what a family looks like? How do we protect our own needs while staying connected to others? And what happens when love and control get tangled up beyond repair? Watching these episodes, I have to be honest, my stomach twisted every time Cody chose Robin over the other wives. I found myself feeling for Christine in particular, seeing her finally take a stand for her kids and for herself, and thinking, yes, that's exactly the courage people need to see. At the same time, I felt a pang of sadness for Meri, who stayed loyal far longer than anyone could have expected, only to be left feeling unheard and blocked from the family's core decisions. These aren't just TV moments, they're real emotions, real consequences, and they hit hard. I want to hear from you. Which wife's journey resonates with you the most and why? Do you think Cody's favoritism was avoidable, or was it inevitable given the circumstances? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one and love seeing how this story impacts all of you. If you're new here, I'm Sarah, and this is TLC's Sister Wives Daily. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update on what's happening with the Browns, and make sure to like this video if you enjoy our deep dives into the drama and the real emotions behind it. Share it with friends who love reality TV because these conversations need more voices. We'll continue to follow each wife's path, uncover the moments that changed everything, and highlight the lessons about love, boundaries, and personal power. Your voice matters here too, so don't hold back. Let me know what you think about how each of the wives handled the struggles, who you root for, and where you think this family is headed next. This is about understanding them, but it's also about seeing ourselves in the choices they make. Stick around for the next episode breakdown, because the story isn't over, and the truth behind the Browns' fractured family is still unfolding in ways that might surprise you. The Browns' story leaves us with a powerful truth: even in families built on love, favoritism, control, and unspoken tensions can quietly reshape everything. Watching Christine claim her voice, Janelle step back to protect her peace, Meri fight to stay heard, and Robin navigate the fragile role of the last wife standing makes you wonder how much of love is compromise and how much is survival. I want to hear from you. Do you think the Browns can ever rebuild trust, or have the fractures gone too deep? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your perspective is part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to TLC's Sister Wives Daily. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update on the Browns' ongoing story. Next time, we'll explore some of the newest revelations from the latest season, unexpected confrontations, fresh insights from the wives themselves, and moments that might completely change how we see Cody and Robin's choices. The drama isn't over, and the consequences of past decisions are still unfolding. So ask yourself this as you reflect on today's breakdown: in a family where love is supposed to bind everyone together, what happens when loyalty becomes a weapon and one person's choices leave the rest scrambling to find their voice? The answers are coming, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.